Well, happy Easter.
Thank you.
Have you been hearing that all day?
Yes, I love it. Are you kidding? It's my favorite holiday.
So were you actually a fan of Easter growing up?
Yes, because I actually, as a person of faith, I actually celebrate what it's meant for, which is the resurrection of Jesus Christ. Of course, as the character, that pisses her off a little bit, that she has to share, because in her mind, she was there long before Jesus. And I thought that was interesting and hilarious, and I think it's fun to play sort of a part that has this one idea of her and then something else altogether different. It's fun.
And it seems like she wants to be appreciated for her true complexity.
Correct. And, you know, she's not been invited to the party for a long time, and she's accepted it. She's politically correct and tolerant of all people, but she gets the opportunity to be invited back by Wednesday, and I don't think she's exactly happy to see him because it represents her failure, right? As a goddess. And now she's going to make a return. And I sort of was thinking about the character, and it's like when you forget about an actor, right? They go away and remember he was so great or she was so great and such, and then they come back and they kill it, and you're like, oh, right, that's why they're them. That's the way I view Wednesday and Easter.
And that's true greatness, isn't it?
I think so. I think you can't, you know, you can't discount people. They come back and they remind you of why they were celebrated to begin with. And that's what she does.
As an actress, do you ever feel like you want to be appreciated in a more complex way than maybe society initially appreciates you?
I think what's happened sometimes is there's, you know, the persona, right, of who you're meeting now and talking with. But I've gotten away with playing very complex and different roles. I've played smart girl in the White House. I've played good Christian bitch. I've played a waitress who can't get a date. In Pushing Daisies, I played a has-been drunk singer in Glee. You know, I haven't been able to find ways on television to play, and on Broadway too. You know, Glinda's an iconic character, and I was a little nervous about playing Easter because American Gods is so beloved. And Brian just said, quit worrying about all that. Just play the spirit of the part and the way I'm writing it and the way Michael's writing it and with Neil's blessing, and just go with it. And so it gave me the confidence to take it on, you know.
How do you approach TV and stage roles differently?
The same. A good, you know, the movie where they build the baseball field, if you build it, they will come, right? I feel that way about a good part. It's just maybe slightly handled differently and with technique of, you know, the camera's right here, so that's your audience, so maybe you don't have to play to the back of the house, but if you have the intention of the part and you have the spirit of the part, as I said, and also don't forget that, you know, we have a lot of movie stars that were recognized in theater first. So you look at Dustin Hoffman, you look at Jessica Lange, you look at, you know, a lot of these actors who maybe some people have forgotten about but shouldn't. They started in the theater, and to me a good part's a good part. Just play them.
The show highlights a whole new crop of gods and goddesses. What do you make of the things that we worship today as a society?
I have battled the things that we worship today, and yet I've appreciated the things that we need. I don't know if I'd say worship, but the things we've got to have, like our phones, right? Got to have our phone. Got to have our iPad. We got to do Twitter. We got to do social media. And I was around before all that, and I did all right. And now that's part of my business. I actually like getting on and saying what Chrissy Teigen's saying about Watch What Happens Live or the new music by Gaga. That's what keeps me, informed. I like to, when I'm on the road and I have to read about what's happening with Syria, that's now my newspaper. And I don't know how I feel about it, but yet I have to have it. So what's that mean? I think that's what the show's about, really.
You feel forced into it?
Forced into it, yet it's a must.
Now, you also are known for doing these master classes for students and really doing this every year. If we were doing a master class right now, what could you teach me in 1 minute?
Oh, man. Depends on what the genre is.
Anything you want.
You don't really need much help. But I would say, don't forget that even if you're sitting in the chair, where you breathe from.
So am I not breathing from the right place?
Well, you are now. There you go.
Okay, so hold on, what was I doing wrong?
Just remember when you lean over, you got to stay up straight. You got to get that breath.
That breath, yeah.
I mean, obviously, I don't do it all the time. Look at how I'm speaking now. That's so wrong. But I can teach, but I might not always get to do it perfect.
Love it. Well, thank you so much.
You don't need any help. You're perfect.
I don't know about that.